The Miami Heat have made a number of different moves that suggest to me that they're still going to try to win. They're not rebuilding. You add Andrew Wiggins, who is a much better and younger shooter than Jimmy Butler. He is still a good on-ball defender who has the switch ability of Jimmy Butler, and he's also a guy that I just like to have on my team. I think he's got a lot of versatility. But now you trade, PJ Tucker and some cash for Davion Mitchell, a guard who is, when I think about Davion Mitchell, I think about the Miami Heat in terms of a nasty, gritty, grinding defender, guard who can pass the ball very well. He's a much improved passer. He also works very well with the big man. So right here, we see him with a high pick and roll with Jakob Poeltl. Now, for example, you can throw this into a Bam Adebayo or a Khalil Ware, right? Both those guys are going to be able to play with Davion Mitchell extremely well because of their size and their versatility to both stretch the floor and finish around the basket. So all we're going to get here is a high pick and roll. Watch Davion Mitchell's ability to read and react to Sabonis as he kind of overcommits to the switch. And once we get him to reach that point of attack, boom, quick little bounce pass over to Jakob, who gets a wide open floater. And guys, I can literally see Bam Adebayo doing that 99% of the time. I think that matchup alone, that duo alone, is going to be very, very cool to see. But also, we're going to have Andrew Wiggins off that. You're going to have Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier. I mean, the amount of lineups they're going to be able to put together here. Now, here's another one, right? We got a pick and roll here with Grady Dick. We get a little bit of leverage driving baseline. As Davion gets around that corner, he's able to draw a little bit of shoulder contact, and he's going to kick it out to the corner. So, again, another guy who has that ability to read the floor very, very well, has that, playmaking touch. Is very unselfish, right? At this point in time, when we see that weak side defender rotate over, I mean, they're leaving them wide open. Wide open. Great read here by Davion. Even not throwing it too early, right? Because if you throw this right now, there's a little bit of a opportunity for them to get back quickly. He reaches that point of attack, finds Chris Boucher for an open three, and ultimately drains the three ball. So in this video, we're going to break down a ton of Davion film. I'm going to show you who he is, what he adds, and why I think this could be a really good addition for the Miami Heat. Before we dive in, hit that like button if you want more Heat videos. I'm excited to see what this team looks like going forward. Let's dive into some film. Now, I showed you how good he is in terms of reading and reacting to a defense when they kind of overcommit to him, finding the open guys, but he's also pretty good at finishing around the basket as well. So again, we get this high pick and roll. We want to either read him over committing to Davion Mitchell on the switch, or if he's in a drop zone trying to defend the rolling Jakob Poeltl, then we can just take this to the basket and maybe get a one-on-one here down low and try to just finish over our guy, right? So let me take this stuff off the screen. Look at Sabonis kind of gravitate back over to Jakob Poeltl, who's rolling to the basket, and that allows him to get this contested layup with DeMar DeRozan and ultimately get this shot to fall, right? Great job here by Davion Mitchell. I think this season he was averaging about 6.3 points per game. When you look at the outside, or when outside looking in, you're like, oh, that's not great, right? Putting up 4.6 assists per game, shooting about 36% from three, which is actually not terrible. It's actually pretty decent for the most part. I think it only can go up from here. But I really do like this addition for the Miami Heat. So once again, we're going to get a little bit of a ghost screen here. We're going to act like we're going to come up, set a screen. He's going to roll right off it, kind of pop out of it. We're going to drive to the baseline, right? Now, whenever you get leverage going baseline, you need to read one of two things. Either that strong side defensive rotation, right? Or you could have, like we saw earlier with DeMar DeRozan, the weak side rotation from the corner. That's why when you're the Miami Heat, you're going to need shooters alongside Davion Mitchell. He's extremely good getting downhill to the basket, getting that leverage by his defender. But again, you need shooters at the perimeters. If you could have that with Tyler Hero or T-Row or anybody over here, it's going to make him even more valuable because he gets down low. This guy gets back over to the corner to Chris Boucher, ultimately gives a nice little up and under layup here for Davion Mitchell. Very explosive, has an elite first step around the corner, and the ability to finish underneath the basket is something that I've loved for a long time about Davion. Now, before we get any further into this video, guys, do me a big time favor, hit the like button if you want more of these Miami Heat breakdowns. The goal is about 200 likes, but also, and more importantly, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free, doesn't cost anything, and we will be breaking down the Miami Heat throughout the entirety of the season, the playoffs, offense, defense, individual player breakdown. We got you guys covered, so make sure you guys join the family. And I cannot wait to see the debuts of not only Andrew Wiggins, but also a guy like Davion Mitchell. I think he's going to make this team so much more fun to watch, especially with that Miami Heat culture defensively. I think he's going to be a great addition to what they're trying to do. Gets a steal here, obviously just does a good job. De'Aaron Fox forces a bad pass, trying to get out of something he shouldn't have been in. And now Davion gets this one-on-one downhill, drives in, creates a little bit of body contact with the shoulder, and ultimately gets a layup to go in transition. Once again, here's a little bit of his ability to maybe hit a three ball every once in a while. And again, this is very important. We're going to swing. We're going to get this defense to rotate. Let me fix this a little bit here. Again, get the defense to rotate. Good job by Grady Dick getting into the lane, getting this guy to stay patient. Then now you got Kevin Huerter trying to get back, even more rotation, tiring out this defense. Has those blinders on, gets one to go. Again, if you're a Miami Heat fan, you're going to want Davion to, one, bring that defensive tenacity here. That alone is going to help the defense. But two, you want him to start to bring that three-point shooting level up a little bit. Again, 36% from downtown this year, not terrible, but I think it's got room to grow. I really do. I think he's got a nice shooting form. If we can just get and find a little bit more consistency, it could be huge. Here's another pick and roll opportunity, comes off, gets rotation, and once you see that initial rotation from the top side, usually they call this a fire, a blitz from the top. You set a screen, they're gonna try to fight over, and once you see this guy come, pass it, man. Just find the old man. Again, it's all about reading and reacting to what the defense wants to do here. Boom, you see that double kick. Now we're playing this game with the defense where if you don't rotate here, if you don't rotate here, you're going to give up a wide open shot. If you do rotate from here, then you're going to get a wide open three or a cut to the basket, right? So again, I think Davion does a really good job initiating the offense, getting open looks for his teammates, and getting them involved early was one of the things I loved about him. Was he really likes to get his teammates going before he gets going. That way, the defense can start to adapt a certain way that he's playing, and then leaving him open. Again, I think he takes a really good approach to the game basketball, and definitely someone you want on your team, especially if you're the Miami Heat. But with that being said, guys, we are going to end the video here. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Look at this pass, by the way. We're going to get a little bit of a Gortat screen. You set one up top, then you roll around, set another one down low. We roll to the basket, have him roll to the basket right off the second screen here. Boom, wide open, great pass. And again, this is Bam Adebayo all day long. I cannot wait. But yeah, join the family. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next Heat update, which should be very, very soon. Peace.